The Book of Enoch, an ancient text shrouded in mystery and intrigue, has fascinated scholars, theologians, and spiritual seekers for centuries. Unlike most biblical texts, which are widely recognized and studied, this book occupies a unique space, revered by some, ignored, or even banned by others. To understand its significance, we must delve into its origins, its content, and the reasons why it was excluded from the canonical Bible. The Book of Enoch, also known as First Enoch, is a collection of writings attributed to Enoch, the great-grandfather of Noah. Mentioned briefly in the Bible as a righteous man who walked with God and was taken up to heaven without experiencing death, Enoch's story has long intrigued readers. The book that bears his name expands dramatically on this brief biblical reference, portraying Enoch not only as a figure of immense piety, but also as a messenger who reveals divine secrets. Scholars believe that the Book of Enoch was composed between the 3rd century BCE and the 1st century CE, a period of significant religious and political turmoil for the Jewish people. Its origins lie in ancient Jewish tradition, and parts of it were likely written by different authors over time. The text itself is divided into 5 sections, each dealing with different aspects of Enoch's revelations. These include the Book of the Watchers, the Book of Parables, the Astronomical Book, the Dream Visions, and the Epistle of Enoch. Together, they present a rich tapestry of visions, prophecies, and teachings that delve into themes of morality, divine justice, and cosmic order. One of the most striking aspects of the Book of Enoch is its description of the Watchers, a group of angels who descend to earth and disrupt the natural order. These celestial beings, who were supposed to guide and protect humanity, instead become corrupted by their desires. They take human wives and teach forbidden knowledge, setting the stage for catastrophic consequences. This narrative, which is explored in detail in the Book of the Watchers, forms the foundation of many of the book's central themes. The text also offers a detailed account of the Nephilim, the offspring of the Watchers and human women. These giant beings are portrayed as destructive and violent, contributing to the moral decay of the world. The Book of Enoch suggests that their existence was one of the reasons for the Great Flood, a divine act meant to cleanse the earth of corruption. These vivid and often unsettling stories provide a unique perspective on familiar biblical events, shedding light on aspects of the Genesis narrative that are only briefly mentioned in the canonical Bible. Despite its richness and depth, the Book of Enoch was not included in the Hebrew Bible or the Christian Old Testament. However, it was highly regarded by early Jewish and Christian communities. Fragments of the text have been found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, indicating its significance to the Essenes, a Jewish sect known for their strict piety and apocalyptic beliefs. In the early Christian era, the book was quoted extensively by church fathers such as Tertullian and Clement of Alexandria, who regarded it as inspired scripture. The question of why the Book of Enoch was ultimately excluded from the biblical canon is complex. Some argue that its vivid descriptions of the Watchers and the Nephilim, as well as its emphasis on apocalyptic themes, were deemed too controversial or speculative. Others suggest that its rejection reflects broader theological and political disputes within the early Jewish and Christian communities. Whatever the reasons, its exclusion did not diminish its influence. The Book of Enoch continued to be revered in certain Christian traditions, particularly in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, where it remains part of the canon to this day. The rediscovery of the Book of Enoch in modern times has sparked renewed interest and debate. For centuries, the text was thought to be lost, surviving only in fragments and references. In the late 18th century, European scholars obtained a complete manuscript in Ge'ez, the liturgical language of Ethiopia. This version, known as the Ethiopian Book of Enoch, has since been translated into numerous languages, allowing a global audience to explore its mysteries. The connection between the Book of Enoch and the Dead Sea Scrolls has further enhanced its significance. Fragments of the text, written in Aramaic, were discovered in the Qumran caves, confirming its antiquity and its importance to ancient Jewish communities. These findings have solidified the book's status as a critical piece of the puzzle in understanding the religious and cultural landscape of the Second Temple period. Today, the Book of Enoch continues to captivate readers with its bold and imaginative narratives. Its vivid descriptions of celestial beings, cosmic journeys, and divine judgments challenge traditional perspectives and invite deeper reflection on the nature of faith and morality. It is a text that defies easy categorization, existing at the intersection of scripture, myth, and mysticism. As we transition to the next chapter, we will delve deeper into one of the most intriguing aspects of the Book of Enoch, the Watchers. Who were these fallen angels, and what secrets did they reveal to humanity? Their story, filled with forbidden knowledge and divine retribution, remains one of the most compelling mysteries of this ancient text. Among the many fascinating elements of the Book of Enoch, the Watchers stand out as one of its most compelling and mysterious aspects. These beings, described as angels who descended to earth, play a pivotal role in the narrative and introduce some of the most provocative themes in the text. Their story is not only a tale of rebellion and corruption, but also a cautionary account of the consequences of defying divine order. The Watchers, referred to as the Erin in Aramaic, are introduced in the Book of the Watchers, the first section of the Book of Enoch. According to the text, these angels were part of a group sent to observe and guide humanity. Their purpose was to act as overseers, ensuring that humans adhered to the divine will. However, rather than fulfilling their sacred duty, the Watchers became enamored with the beauty of human women. Their desire led them to abandon their heavenly roles and descend to earth, defying God's command. This act of rebellion was led by a figure named Samyaza, the chief of the Watchers. Samyaza, aware of the gravity of their actions, is said to have expressed hesitation at first, fearing the consequences. Yet he and the other angels ultimately made a pact, binding themselves to their shared decision. This agreement signified their collective responsibility for what was to come, a moment of unity that would later bring about their downfall. Once on Earth, the Watchers began to take human women as their wives, a union that was strictly forbidden. From these unions came the Nephilim, described as giants of immense size and strength. The Nephilim are portrayed as a destructive force, wreaking havoc on the earth and contributing to the moral and spiritual decay of humanity. Their existence is often cited as one of the key reasons for the Great Flood, which was sent by God as a form of divine judgment. However, the transgressions of the Watchers extended beyond their relationships with humans. They are also credited with sharing forbidden knowledge, teachings that were meant to remain hidden. These teachings included metallurgy, the crafting of weapons, the use of cosmetics, and the study of astrology and sorcery. While these skills may have brought progress and understanding to humanity, the Book of Enoch frames them as corrupting influences that led to chaos and sin. The knowledge they imparted was considered forbidden because it disrupted the natural order and encouraged humanity to stray from God's path. This dual role of the Watchers, as both rebels and bearers of forbidden knowledge, raises complex questions about their motivations. Were they purely evil beings, driven by lust and ambition, or were they trying to uplift humanity in their own misguided way? The text offers no definitive answer, leaving room for interpretation and debate. The consequences of their actions were severe. According to the Book of Enoch, God responded to their rebellion by sending a group of archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, to intervene. These archangels were tasked with addressing the corruption caused by the Watchers and restoring order to the earth. Their mission included binding the Watchers in chains and casting them into the abyss, where they would await final judgment. The Nephilim too were targeted, with the flood serving as a divine act to cleanse the earth of their presence. The punishment of the Watchers is a recurring theme in the text, emphasizing the idea that no being, not even angels, is above divine law. Their story serves as a warning about the dangers of pride and the consequences of defying the natural order. At the same time, it reflects the complexities of moral agency, as the Watchers' actions, while condemnable, also brought knowledge that shaped human civilization. The narrative of the Watchers has had a lasting impact on religious and cultural thought. It provides a detailed account of a cosmic rebellion, a theme that resonates with other religious traditions and myths. In Christianity, the concept of fallen angels has influenced interpretations of Satan and his followers. In broader cultural contexts, the story of the Watchers has inspired countless works of literature, art, and film, often serving as a metaphor for the tension between progress and corruption. The Watchers also raise questions about the nature of divine justice and the role of humanity in the cosmic order. If the Watchers were tasked with guiding humanity, what does their failure say about the challenges of free will and moral responsibility? And if their knowledge was forbidden, why was it so accessible to those willing to defy the rules? These questions highlight the moral ambiguity at the heart of the story and its relevance to ongoing debates about the balance between faith, knowledge, and power. As we transition to the next chapter, we will explore the consequences of the Watchers' actions in greater detail, focusing on the Nephilim, their offspring, and the symbols of their rebellion. These giants, often depicted as both awe-inspiring and terrifying, play a central role in the narrative of the Book of Enoch and the moral dilemmas it presents. Their story, like that of their parents, is a testament to the complexities of human and divine interaction. The Nephilim, the mysterious offspring of the Watchers and human women, are among the most enigmatic and captivating figures in the Book of Enoch. Their story is one of power, destruction, and divine judgment. These beings are described as giants of immense size and strength, whose presence on earth represented a profound violation of divine order. Their existence, as narrated in the Book of Enoch, offers a chilling glimpse into the consequences of the Watchers' rebellion. The term Nephilim originates from the Hebrew word nephal, which means to fall. This etymology has led to various interpretations of their identity, with some scholars describing them as fallen ones and others as giants. The Bible briefly mentions the Nephilim in Genesis 6:4, stating, "The Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown." Indeed, while the Genesis account is vague, the Book of Enoch provides a far more detailed and dramatic portrayal. According to the Book of Enoch, the Nephilim were born from the union between the Watchers and human women. These beings inherited both the physical strength of their celestial fathers and the mortality of their human mothers, resulting in a hybrid race that was both powerful and destructive. The Nephilim are described as giants who consumed vast amounts of resources, leading to famine and conflict. Their insatiable appetites extended beyond food, as they turned to violence and even cannibalism to satisfy their needs. Their actions spread chaos and corruption, plunging the world into moral and spiritual decay. The presence of the Nephilim posed a direct challenge to God's creation. They disrupted the natural order, representing a fusion of the divine and the mortal that was never intended. Their existence symbolized the consequences of defying divine boundaries and the dangers of unrestrained ambition. The Nephilim's sheer size and strength made them formidable, but their actions made them abhorrent, marking them as a blight on the earth. The Book of Enoch describes the Nephilim as central to the corruption that led to the Great Flood. Their violence and immorality reached such levels that God decided to intervene, cleansing the earth of their influence. This act of divine judgment is vividly portrayed in both the Book of Enoch and the Bible, with the flood serving as a reset for humanity and a condemnation of the Nephilim and their celestial progenitors. Despite their destruction, the legacy of the Nephilim continues to fascinate. Over the centuries, their story has inspired countless interpretations and speculations. Some have linked the Nephilim to ancient myths of giants found in cultures around the world, such as the Titans of Greek mythology or the Jotnar of Norse legends. These comparisons suggest that the concept of giants as powerful, disruptive forces is a universal theme, reflecting humanity's fascination with the boundary between the human and the divine. The Nephilim have also been the subject of modern theories and debates. Some researchers have speculated about their physical existence, citing archaeological discoveries of oversized skeletal remains as potential evidence. Others interpret the Nephilim as symbolic, representing the dangers of hubris and the consequences of transgressing divine law. In either case, their story serves as a cautionary tale, warning of the perils of overstepping boundaries and the responsibility that comes with power. The moral questions raised by the Nephilim's existence are profound. Were they inherently evil, or were they victims of their origins, doomed by the circumstances of their creation? The Book of Enoch portrays them as destructive and corrupt, yet their actions were a direct result of the Watcher's rebellion. This ambiguity invites reflection on the nature of morality and accountability, themes that remain relevant in discussions of ethics and justice. The Nephilim's story also has theological implications, particularly regarding the relationship between humanity and the divine. Their existence challenges the idea of a clear separation between the mortal and the celestial, suggesting a more complex and interconnected universe. This blurring of boundaries raises questions about the nature of creation and the role of divine intervention in maintaining order. The destruction of the Nephilim through the Great Flood is a pivotal moment in the narrative, symbolizing the triumph of divine justice over chaos. However, the Book of Enoch hints at a lingering presence, with the spirits of the Nephilim described as wandering the earth as disembodied entities. These spirits, often associated with demons in later traditions, are said to continue influencing humanity, perpetuating the legacy of their forebears. The enduring fascination with the Nephilim reflects their complexity as characters and symbols. They embody both the allure and the danger of power, serving as a reminder of the delicate balance between creation and destruction. Their story, like that of the Watchers, invites us to consider the consequences of our actions and the importance of respecting the boundaries that define our existence. As we transition to the next chapter, we will delve into the controversial history of the Book of Enoch itself. Why was this text, with its vivid and imaginative narratives, excluded from the biblical canon? What were the theological and political factors that led to its marginalization? The answers to these questions reveal not only the contentious nature of the book, but also its enduring significance in the study of religion and spirituality. The Book of Enoch, with its vivid narratives of angels, Nephilim, and divine judgment, has captivated readers for centuries. Yet, despite its historical significance and widespread influence in early religious traditions, it was excluded from the Hebrew Bible and most Christian canons. This exclusion raises questions about the book's content, its theological implications, and the dynamics of power and authority within early religious communities. To understand why the Book of Enoch was left out, we must first consider its early reception. During the Second Temple period, the book was highly regarded among Jewish groups, particularly those with apocalyptic beliefs. Fragments of the Book of Enoch have been found among the Dead Sea Scrolls, suggesting that it was cherished by the Essenes, a sect known for their strict adherence to divine law and their focus on end-times prophecy. Early Christian writers, including church fathers such as Tertullian, Clement of Alexandria, and Origen, also referenced the book, often treating it as inspired scripture. It even influenced the New Testament. The Epistle of Jude directly quotes from the Book of Enoch, lending it an air of legitimacy. However, as Jewish and Christian communities became more institutionalized, the acceptance of the Book of Enoch began to wane. One of the key reasons for its exclusion lies in its content, which diverged significantly from mainstream theological views. The book's vivid descriptions of the Watchers and their rebellion, its focus on the Nephilim, and its emphasis on apocalyptic themes were seen as controversial and speculative. These elements, while fascinating, challenge the prevailing understanding of divine order and authority. Theologically, the Book of Enoch presented a worldview that some religious leaders may have found unsettling. Its depiction of angels descending to earth, engaging in relationships with humans, and imparting forbidden knowledge introduced complexities that could destabilize traditional interpretations of Scripture. The book's portrayal of God's judgment, often executed through angelic intermediaries, also differed from the more direct divine intervention commonly depicted in canonical texts. These theological tensions likely contributed to its marginalization. Another factor was the process of canonization itself, which was shaped by both theological and political considerations. By the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE, Jewish and Christian leaders were working to establish authoritative collections of sacred texts. This process involved determining which writings were inspired and which were not, often based on their alignment with established doctrines and their perceived utility for worship and teaching. The Book of Enoch, with its speculative and imaginative content, likely failed to meet these criteria. For Jewish leaders, the book's apocalyptic themes and its focus on angels and cosmic battles may have seemed incompatible with the practical and ethical teachings of the Torah and the prophets. In Christian circles, the rise of orthodoxy and the need to combat heretical movements such as Gnosticism likely influenced the decision to exclude texts like the Book of Enoch, which could be interpreted in ways that supported unorthodox beliefs. The book's exclusion was further cemented by its disappearance from the Jewish tradition. After the destruction of the Second Temple in 70 CE, Rabbinic Judaism emerged as the dominant form of the faith, focusing on the study of the Torah and the Talmud. Texts like the Book of Enoch, with their apocalyptic and speculative content, were largely abandoned. This shift in focus contributed to the book's decline in prominence and its eventual exclusion from the Hebrew Bible. In the Christian tradition, the Book of Enoch fared somewhat better. It remained influential in certain Christian communities, particularly in Ethiopia. The Ethiopian Orthodox Church, which regards the book as canonical, has preserved the most complete version of the text, known as Vrin Enoch. This version was rediscovered by European scholars in the late 18th century, sparking renewed interest in its content and its significance. The rediscovery of the Book of Enoch has prompted debates among scholars and theologians about its role in early religious traditions. Some argue that its exclusion from the canon reflects the power dynamics and theological disputes of the time, rather than its lack of inspiration or value. Others see its marginalization as a testament to the complexities of Scripture and the challenges of defining sacred texts. Despite its exclusion, the Book of Enoch continues to hold a unique place in religious and cultural history. Its influence can be seen in the development of apocalyptic literature, the interpretation of Genesis 6, and the broader understanding of angels and demons. The book's imaginative narratives and bold theological claims invite readers to explore questions about the nature of divine justice, the boundaries of human knowledge, and the consequences of rebellion. As we transition to the next chapter, we will dive deeper into one of the most intriguing aspects of the Book of Enoch, the forbidden knowledge imparted by the Watchers. What exactly did these celestial beings teach humanity, And why was this knowledge considered dangerous? The answers lie at the heart of the book's enduring mystery and its powerful cautionary message. One of the most fascinating and controversial aspects of the Book of Enoch is the forbidden knowledge imparted by the Watchers to humanity. These celestial beings, tasked with observing and guiding mankind, became harbingers of chaos and corruption by sharing secrets that were meant to remain hidden. The knowledge they revealed is at the heart of the cosmic rebellion described in the text, serving as both a gift and a curse to humanity. According to the Book of the Watchers, this forbidden knowledge encompassed a range of skills and sciences that forever altered the trajectory of human civilization. Samyaza, the leader of the Watchers, and his companions introduced humanity to practices and technologies that, while empowering, disrupted the natural order. These teachings were not just practical, but deeply symbolic, representing a breach in the divine boundary between the celestial and the mortal. One of the primary gifts of the Watchers was the knowledge of metallurgy. They taught humans how to mine and refine metals, crafting tools and weapons that gave rise to new forms of power and conflict. While the ability to shape metal was undoubtedly a leap forward for human civilization, it also introduced the tools of war. The Book of Enoch portrays this as a double-edged sword, an advancement that brought destruction and bloodshed. The Watchers also imparted knowledge of cosmetics and adornments, teaching women how to enhance their beauty. On the surface, this might seem trivial, but the text frames it as a source of vanity and temptation, leading to moral decay. This emphasis on outward appearance is depicted as a distraction from spiritual purity, contributing to the broader corruption of humanity. Perhaps most controversially, the Watchers revealed the secrets of astrology and divination. They taught humans to read the stars and interpret celestial signs, unlocking a form of knowledge that was both empowering and dangerous. The ability to predict seasons, navigate by the stars, and understand cosmic cycles offered practical benefits. But it also blurred the line between human and divine understanding. This intrusion into celestial wisdom was seen as an act of hubris, challenging God's authority and plan. The forbidden knowledge also extended to practices of magic and sorcery. The Book of Enoch describes how the Watchers introduced humanity to spells and incantations, allowing mortals to wield powers that were once reserved for the divine. This knowledge, while alluring, is depicted as corrupting, opening the door to manipulation, greed, and spiritual degradation. Together, these teachings had a profound impact on humanity, reshaping societies and altering the balance of power. The Book of Enoch suggests that this knowledge was not inherently evil, but became dangerous when misused. It offered humans a taste of divine power without the wisdom to wield it responsibly. This imbalance led to chaos, as humanity, armed with new tools and insights, turned to violence, deception, and excess. The actions of the Watchers also had far-reaching consequences for themselves. By sharing forbidden knowledge, they violated their sacred duties and defied divine authority. This act of rebellion set the stage for their punishment, as God sent the archangels Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel to intervene. The Watchers were bound and cast into the abyss, where they awaited final judgment, a fate that underscored the gravity of their transgressions. The narrative of the forbidden knowledge raises profound questions about the nature of progress and the ethical implications of knowledge. Was the Watchers' rebellion purely an act of defiance, or was it driven by a desire to help humanity? The Book of Enoch leaves room for interpretation, portraying the Watchers as both villains and tragic figures, whose actions, though misguided, reflected a complex interplay of intention and consequence. This theme of forbidden knowledge resonates across cultures and traditions, echoing stories such as Prometheus in Greek mythology, who stole fire from the gods to give to humanity, and the biblical tale of Adam and Eve eating from the tree of knowledge. In each case, the acquisition of knowledge is depicted as a turning point, offering both enlightenment and suffering. These parallels suggest that the story of the Watchers taps into a universal human fascination with the limits of knowledge and the tension between curiosity and obedience. The forbidden knowledge of the Watchers also invites reflection on the role of technology and innovation in modern society. Much like the tools and teachings introduced by the Watchers, advancements in science and technology today offer immense benefits, but also pose ethical dilemmas. From artificial intelligence to genetic engineering, humanity continues to grapple with the consequences of wielding power that was once unimaginable. The story of the Watchers serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us of the importance of balancing progress with responsibility. As we transition to the next chapter, we will explore the apocalyptic vision presented in the Book of Enoch. How did the revelations of the Watchers shape humanity's understanding of divine justice and the end of times? The answers lie in the book's vivid portrayal of cosmic battles, angelic interventions, and the ultimate triumph of divine order. The Book of Enoch is not merely a collection of stories about angels, giants, and forbidden knowledge. It is, at its core, a deeply apocalyptic text. Its vivid descriptions of divine judgment, cosmic battles, and the ultimate restoration of order present a vision of the end times that has captivated readers for centuries. The apocalyptic message of the Book of Enoch is not only a warning about the consequences of corruption and rebellion, but also a promise of hope and renewal. The apocalyptic themes of the Book of Enoch are most prominently displayed in its account of the Watchers' judgment and the flood. After the Watchers introduced forbidden knowledge to humanity and fathered the Nephilim, the earth descended into chaos. Violence, immorality, and corruption became widespread, threatening the integrity of God's creation. In response, God summoned the archangels, Michael, Gabriel, Raphael, and Uriel, to intervene. Each of these archangels played a specific role in addressing the crisis. Michael, the warrior angel, was tasked with leading the charge against the Watchers and binding them for their transgressions. Gabriel was instructed to destroy the Nephilim, ensuring that their corrupting influence would not endure. Raphael was responsible for imprisoning Azazel, one of the chief Watchers, and casting him into darkness. Uriel, meanwhile, delivered the message of impending judgment to Noah, warning him of the flood that would cleanse the earth. The flood itself is depicted as a pivotal act of divine justice. It is not simply a punishment, but a reset, a means of restoring balance to a world that had been corrupted by the Watchers and their offspring. In this sense, the flood serves as a symbol of God's commitment to preserving creation and upholding the moral order. The Book of Enoch emphasizes that this judgment was not arbitrary, but necessary to address the profound consequences of the Watchers' rebellion. Beyond the flood, the Book of Enoch presents a broader apocalyptic vision that extends to the end of times. In this vision, Enoch is taken on a celestial journey where he witnesses the heavens, the throne of God, and the fate of the righteous and the wicked. These revelations highlight the dual themes of judgment and salvation that are central to the book's apocalyptic message. For the wicked, the Book of Enoch describes a grim fate. The Watchers, along with the souls of the Nephilim, are condemned to eternal punishment in the abyss. This punishment reflects the severity of their crimes and serves as a warning to those who defy divine authority. The wicked among humanity are also judged, their deeds weighed against the divine law. Those who have perpetuated violence, corruption, and immorality are cast into darkness, their separation from God symbolizing the ultimate consequence of their actions. In contrast, the righteous are promised a glorious future. The Book of Enoch portrays a renewed creation where justice prevails and harmony is restored. The righteous are depicted as shining like the stars, their faithfulness rewarded with eternal life and a place in the divine presence. This vision of salvation underscores the hope that lies at the heart of the book's apocalyptic message. It reassures readers that, despite the chaos and corruption of the present, divine justice will ultimately prevail. The apocalyptic message of the Book of Enoch also includes a prophetic element. Enoch is shown visions of future events, including the coming of the Messiah and the establishment of a kingdom of righteousness. These prophecies align with themes found in later apocalyptic texts, including the New Testament. The idea of a messianic figure who will bring about the final judgment and restore order is a recurring motif that has shaped religious thought across traditions. The Book of Enoch's apocalyptic vision is not merely a story about the end of the world, but a reflection on the nature of divine justice and the moral order. It challenges readers to consider the consequences of their actions and the importance of remaining faithful to the divine will. At the same time, it offers a message of hope, reminding humanity that redemption is possible and that the triumph of good over evil is assured. The book's apocalyptic themes have had a profound influence on religious and cultural traditions. Its vivid imagery and bold narratives have inspired countless interpretations and adaptations, from theological discourses to works of art and literature. The Book of Enoch's depiction of cosmic battles, angelic interventions, and divine judgment resonates with universal themes of struggle, redemption, and renewal, making it a timeless and powerful text. As we move to the final chapter, we will reflect on the enduring legacy of the Book of Enoch. What lessons does this ancient text offer for modern readers? How has its influence shaped religious and cultural thought throughout history? And what does its story reveal about the human quest for meaning and understanding in a complex and ever-changing world? The Book of Enoch is more than an ancient text. It is a powerful symbol of the human quest for meaning, the mysteries of the cosmos, and the struggle between good and evil. Despite being excluded from most religious canons, its influence has endured, shaping theological, cultural, and even scientific thought. Its stories of the Watchers, the Nephilim, and divine judgment continue to captivate and inspire, offering lessons that transcend time and tradition. One of the most striking aspects of the Book of Enoch's legacy is its impact on early Jewish and Christian theology. While the book was not included in the Hebrew Bible or the Christian Old Testament, its themes resonate deeply with the apocalyptic visions found in canonical texts such as Daniel and Revelation. The vivid descriptions of cosmic battles, angelic hierarchies, and the ultimate triumph of divine justice have influenced the way both traditions understand the end times. The book's detailed exploration of the Watchers and their rebellion provides a backdrop for later theological concepts of fallen angels and demonic forces. The Book of Enoch also shaped early Christian thought. Church fathers such as Tertullian, Clement of Alexandria, and Origen regarded it as an essential text, citing it in their discussions of theology and prophecy. The Epistle of Jude, a canonical New Testament text, directly references Enoch, underscoring its significance to early Christians. However, as orthodoxy solidified and the process of canonization advanced, the book's more speculative elements were deemed problematic, leading to its exclusion from mainstream traditions. Yet, in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, the Book of Enoch remains a revered part of the biblical canon, preserving its theological legacy. Beyond theology, the Book of Enoch has had a profound cultural impact. Its narratives of giants, fallen angels, and divine judgment have inspired countless works of art, literature, and film. From John Milton's Paradise Lost to modern fantasy novels and blockbuster films, the themes of rebellion, forbidden knowledge, and redemption echo through the ages. The book's rich imagery continues to spark the imagination, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling to explore universal truths. The Book of Enoch also raises questions about the nature of sacred texts and the boundaries of knowledge. Why was this text, so influential in its time, excluded from most canons? Was it because its content challenged established theological frameworks, or because its apocalyptic vision was too radical? These questions invite reflection on the processes by which religious traditions define and preserve their sacred writings. The story of the Book of Enoch reminds us that the boundaries of the sacred are not fixed, but fluid, shaped by historical, cultural, and political forces. In modern times, the rediscovery of the Book of Enoch has renewed interest in its themes and teachings. Fragments of the text found among the Dead Sea Scrolls confirmed its antiquity and significance to Second Temple Judaism. The recovery of a complete version in Ethiopia in the 18th century brought its stories back into global consciousness, sparking debates among scholars, theologians, and spiritual seekers. Today, the Book of Enoch continues to be studied as a critical piece of the puzzle in understanding the religious and cultural landscape of the ancient world. The book's themes also resonate with contemporary concerns about technology, power, and morality. The forbidden knowledge imparted by the Watchers, while transformative, led to destruction and chaos. This tension between progress and responsibility remains a central challenge in our modern world as humanity grapples with the ethical implications of advancements in science and technology. The story of the Watchers and their transgressions serves as a timeless reminder of the dangers of unrestrained ambition and the importance of accountability. Perhaps the most enduring lesson of the Book of Enoch is its portrayal of the human struggle between light and darkness, order and chaos, obedience and rebellion. Its stories challenge us to consider the consequences of our choices and the values that guide us. They remind us that even in the face of corruption and destruction, hope and renewal are possible. The apocalyptic visions of Enoch, while stark, are ultimately messages of redemption and restoration, offering a glimpse of a world where justice and harmony prevail. As we conclude this journey into the mysteries of the Book of Enoch, we are left with a text that is as much about the present as it is about the past. Its stories of divine beings and cosmic battles invite us to reflect on our own place in the universe and the forces that shape our lives. The Book of Enoch remains a testament to the enduring power of the written word to inspire, challenge, and transform, bridging the gap between the ancient and the modern, the sacred and the secular. The legacy of the Book of Enoch is a reminder that knowledge, while powerful, must be wielded with care and wisdom. Its narratives invite us to question, to seek, and to imagine, offering lessons that are as relevant today as they were thousands of years ago. As we close this exploration, we are left with a question: what other forgotten or hidden texts might still hold the keys to understanding our past and shaping our future?